In this video, we are going to learn how to apply the distributive property. So we know that to distribute means to hand something out. So in this case, we're handing out multiplication. We're going to make sure everything in the parentheses gets multiplied when you have something being multiplied by a sum. So for example, if you had 3 times n plus 5, you would need to make sure that both the n and the 5 get multiplied. Let's look at why that is. So we're taking the example 3 times n plus 5. And let's think about what that actually means. That means we have some number plus 5, and we're taking that whole amount 3 times. So that's the same as saying that we're doing n plus 5 3 times, right? All 3 of those all together would give us the 3 times n plus 5. Now, in case we've forgotten, let's just draw out what that would be. So we used a box for our n's and then 5 little ones for our 5. So we have an n plus 5, there's another n plus 5, and another one. So we can see by looking at our models that we have 3 n's, or 3 boxes, that's 3n. And then we can also see that we have 5 plus 5 plus 5, that's 15. And we have 5, 5, 5, we have 15 ones here as well. So that means that 3n plus 5 equals, or 3 times the quantity n plus 5 equals 3n plus 15. Does that feel right? Does that make sense? You can sort of see that first what we did was 3 times n there, and then we also did 3 times 5 in order to get our 3n and our 15. Let's look at another example. Let's say that we had 2 times 3x plus 1. Well, we know that means I've got 2 groups of 3x plus 1. And we also know that that could be shown as 3 boxes plus 1 twice. So 1 group, then 2 groups. Either way, that should give us 6 x's plus 2. And if we look at our original expression of 2 times 3x plus 1, that should look okay, because what we did here was 2 times 3x plus 2 times 1. And that gave us 6x plus 2. Now I want you to try one. I want you to figure out what 4 times x plus 1 would equal. Do it now. Did you say that it equals 4x plus 4? That would be correct, because first you do 4 times x, and then you do 4 times 1. I don't think we need to draw out the visual anymore. Let's do a couple more. What if we have x plus 7 times 5? Notice I've changed the order, but it's the same idea. Do it now. Did you get that this equals 5x plus 35? Because 5 times x equals 5x, and 5 times 7 equals 35. What about 6 times 2x minus 10? What would you do with that? Did you write 12x minus 60? That's what I think, because 6 times 2x gives you 12x, and 6 times 10 gives you 60, and we know those quantities are being subtracted. What about if you had a fraction? What about 1/2 times 10x plus 4? Try that one. Did you say that that equals 5x plus 2? Because half of 10 is 5 and half of 4 is 2. Next, let's go ahead and do a couple backwards. Doing this process backwards is called factoring. So let's say that we have 6x plus 12, and we're trying to figure out where it came from. We know we have some number times something in parentheses. Well, looking at that plus sign, I think it must be something plus something. And what we want to do here is we want to look for a common factor. This should feel like review. We did do this in the beginning of the year, but it's been a very long time. So are there any common factors between 6 and 12? Common factors of 6 and 12? I notice that 6 is a common factor of both. So I'm going to put 6 out here, and then I think about what would it need to be multiplied by? 6 times what would give me 6x? Well, 6 times x would give me 6x. And 6 times what would give me 12? Well, 6 times 2 would give me 12. So now I can see that my factored form of 6x plus 12 is 6 times the quantity x plus 2. Let's do one more. This time I want you to factor 15x plus 45. What do you get? Did you get 5 times 3x plus 9? That's good, but even better would be 15 times x plus 3. They're both correct, but this one is even better because it's more factored. We have bigger factors pulled out. We just don't want to go so far that we have decimals. That wouldn't work. We need to always have whole numbers. All right, let's do our practice problem. For your practice problem, I want you to apply the distributive property to 10 times 2x plus 9. Do it now, and we will check it in class tomorrow. If you're not sure what to do, don't forget you can always go back and re-watch parts of the video or the whole thing.